Hello everyone. This is the continuation of our topic, different international trade theories. In contrast to classical country-based trade theories, the category of modern firm-based theories emerged after World War II and was developed in large part by business school professors and not by economists. The firm-based theories evolved with the growth of the multinational company or MNC. The country-based theories couldn't adequately address the expansion of either MNCs or intra-industry trade, and which refers to trade between two countries of goods produced in the same industry. For example, Japan exports Toyota vehicles to Germany and imports Mercedes-Benz automobiles from Germany. Unlike the country-based theories, firm-based theories incorporate other product and service factors, including brand and customer loyalty, technology, and quality into the understanding of trade flows. Now, these are the four modern firm-based theories. The first one is country similarity, then product life cycle, and global strategic rivalry, and Porter's national competitive advantage. Now let's discuss country similarity theory first. The Swedish economist Stefan Linder developed the country similarity theory in 1961 as he tried to explain the concept of intra-industry trade. And Linder's theory proposed that consumers in countries that are the same or similar stage of development would have similar preferences. In this firm-based theory, Linder suggested that companies first produce for domestic consumption, and when they explore exporting, the companies often find that markets that look similar to their domestic one. So, in terms of customer preferences, it offered the most potential for success. Linder's country similarity theory then states that most trade in manufactured goods will be between countries with similar per capita income, and intra-industry trade will be common. This theory is often most useful in understanding trade in goods where brand names and product reputations are important factors in the buyer's decision making and purchasing processes. For example, you saw a Ford car which is made in USA and a Volkswagen which is made in Germany in a car showroom. Which one would you prefer to buy? Will it be a car made in USA or will it be a car made in Germany? So it differs on the customer preferences and also the performance of the cars that was previously bought by the consumer. So if the car made in USA is good or are good, then you will buy that car. But if it is the car made in Germany or good, then you will also buy that car. So it depends on your preference. So Raymond Vernon, a Harvard Business School professor, developed the product life cycle theory in 1960. So the theory originating in the field of marketing stated that a product life cycle has three distinct stages, and these stages are the new product, the maturing product, and the standardized product. The theory assumed that production of the new product will occur completely in the home country of its innovation. So in the 1960s, this was a useful theory to explain the manufacturing success of the United States. US manufacturing was the globally dominant producer in many industries after World War II. It has also been used to describe how the personal computer went through its product cycle. The PC was a new product in the 1970s and developed into a mature product during the 1980s and 1990s. Today, the PC or personal computers is in the standardized product stage, and the majority of manufacturing and production process is done in low cost countries in Asia and Mexico. The next one is global strategic rivalry theory. So here, this theory emerged in the 1980s and was based on the work of economist Paul Krugman and Kelvin Lancaster. This theory focused on MNCs and their efforts to gain a competitive advantage against other global firms in their industry. Firms will encounter global competition in their industries, and in order to prosper, they must develop competitive advantage. The critical ways that firms can obtain a sustainable competitive advantage are called the barriers to entry for that industry. The barriers to entry refers to the obstacles a new firm may face when trying to enter into an industry or new market. Then the barriers to entry that corporations may seek to optimize include research and development, the ownership of intellectual property rights, economies of scale, the unique business processes or methods, as well as extensive experiences in the industry, and the control of resources or favorable access to raw materials. For research and development, the ownership of the intellectual property rights and economies of scale. So, economies of scale are the financial advantages that a company gains when it produces large quantities of products. Unique business process or methods, as well as extensive experience in the industry and the control of resources or favorable access to raw materials. In the continuing evolution of international trade theories, Michael Porter of Harvard Business School developed a new model to explain national competitive advantage in 1990. Porter's theory stated that a nation's competitiveness in an industry depends on the capacity of the industry to innovate and upgrade. His theory focused on explaining why some nations are more competitive in certain industries. To explain his theory, Porter identified four determinants that he linked together. So the four determinants are the local market resources and capabilities. The second, local market demand conditions. The third is local suppliers and complementary industries. The last one is local firm characteristics. Local market resources and capabilities. Porter recognized the value in here. Porter recognized the value of the factor proportions theory, which considers a nation's resources. Example of this nation's resources are natural resources and available labor as key factors in determining what products a country will import or export. Porter added to these basic factors a new list of advanced factors, which he defined as skilled labor, investment in education, technology, and infrastructure. He perceived these advanced factors as providing a country with a sustainable competitive advantage. And then for local market demand conditions, Porter believed that a sophisticated home market is critical to ensuring ongoing innovation, thereby creating a sustainable competitive advantage. Companies whose domestic markets are sophisticated, trend-setting, and demanding forces continuous innovation and the development of new products and technologies. Many sources credit the demanding U.S. consumer with forcing U.S. software companies to continuously innovate, thus creating a sustainable competitive advantage in software products and services. For local suppliers and complementary industries, this to remain competitive, large global firms benefit from having strong, efficient, supporting and related industries to provide the inputs required by the industry. Now, certain industries cluster geographically, which provides efficiencies and productivity. And then for local firm characteristics include firm strategy, industry structure, and industry rivalry. Local strategy affects a firm's competitiveness, and a healthy level of rivalry between local firms will spur innovation and competitiveness. In addition to the four determinants of the diamond, uh, Porter also noted that government and chance play a part in the national competitiveness of industries. Governments can, by their actions and policies, increase the competitiveness of firms and occasionally the entire industry. Porter's theory, along with the other modern firm-based theories, offers an interesting interpretation of international trends. Nevertheless, they remain relatively new and minimally tested theories. Now, which among all those theories, which trade theory is dominant today? So the theories covered in this chapter are simply that while they have helped economists, governments, and businesses better understand international trade and how to promote and regulate and manage these theories, are occasionally contradicted by real world events. Countries don't have absolute advantages in many areas of production and or services. And in fact, the factors of production aren't neatly distributed between countries. Some countries have a disproportionate benefit of some factors. The United States has ample arable land that can be used for a wide range of agricultural products. It also has extensive access to capital. While its labor pool may not be the cheapest, it is among the best educated in the world. These advantages in the factors of production have helped the United States become the largest and richest economy in the world. Nevertheless, the United States also imports a vast amount of goods and services. As U.S. consumers use their wealth to purchase what they need and want, much of which is now manufactured in other countries that have sought to create their own comparative advantages through cheap labor, land, or production cost. As a result, it's not clear that any one theory is dominant around the world. This section is sought to highlight the basics of international trade theory to enable you to understand the realities that face global businesses. In practice, governments and companies use a combination of these theories to both interpret trends and develop strategy. Just as these theories have evolved over the past 500 years, they will continue to change and adapt as new factors impact international trade. Now, to summarize our lesson, trade is the concept of exchanging goods and services between two people or entities. International trade is the concept of this exchange between people or entities in two different countries. While a simplistic definition, the factors that impact trade are complex, and economists throughout the centuries have attempted to interpret trends and factors through the evolution of trade theories. There are two main categories of international trade, and these are the classical, country based, and modern firm based. Porter's theory states that a nation's competitive in industry depends on the capacity of the industry to innovate and upgrade. He identified four key determinants, and these are the local markets, resources, and capabilities, local market demand and conditions, the local suppliers and complementary industries, and local firm characteristics. So that ends our discussion for today. Have a good day, everyone.